Hi, Tim Horschler with another version of Tim Talks. Today we're going to be talking about the Niddy Noddy, a simple little tool for spinners. Been around for several hundred years. It's like being a carpenter without a saw or a hammer. A spinner without a Niddy Noddy just doesn't have all the equipment they need. Simply a straight piece here in the middle and two cross ends on either end of this middle piece. Obviously this has a particular length to it, and Niddy Noddies can come in a variety of sizes. The Kromskis make 3. This is a 72-inch Niddy Noddy, and probably for most people this is the size you want to get, particularly starting off. And down the road, if you like, the Kromskis make a medium-sized one, 48 inches, and then a small sample Niddy Noddy allows you to do up little skeins of yarn that perhaps you're experimenting with, and you want to keep samples around of what they look like. This is a good way to make a skein for a sample one. Generally, you're going to use a Niddy Noddy after you've spun or plied. You're taking the yarn off of a bobbin, for example, and you need to keep it organized, and you need to set the twist, and you need to store it away, and you want to make sure that that skein is properly done up so that you don't have any troubles down the road. And also, a Niddy Noddy is used for determining a length. Let's say you want to make skeins up that are 100 yards long. Well, this being a 2-yard Niddy Noddy means if you make 50 loops on it, you've got yourself a 100-yard skein. So it's a measuring device as well. It's pretty easy to use. We're going to use some real heavy yarn here this morning, just hopefully you can see it better. But you hold the yarn here in the middle with your hand as you start off, and you get it right to begin with. Oops, your hand is kind of in the way, so just move that around. You want your hand kind of back in the middle, and once you make that first initial route, then it's just a matter of following it around. And you can see you can go fairly fast as you learn how to do it. When you use a Niddy Noddy, you want to get a little stretch into the yarn. You want it to be tight on the Niddy Noddy, so 1, it doesn't fall off, and 2, that it removes or straightens out that twisted yarn that, as new yarn, might have a lot of coiled up energy still in it, and that will dissipate when you do the next step, which is usually to set the twist in it. So you're going around in this pattern, and if you're going to want to measure your yarn, make sure you begin and start counting each loop. 1, 2, 3. A 100-yard skein would be 50 loops of this. You can do it up any way you want. Obviously, the thicker the yarn, the quicker it's going to fill up. So thin yarn, you can actually make probably 200 or 300-yard skeins, not a problem. When you're all done, you're going to secure your skein with several ties of loops around the loops, the skein here. This is to keep it organized, so when you take it off, you'll be able to have that coil, that skein of yarn that'll be still organized. That's it. Notice that on the ends here, you've got one with a little cut up here, and the other one is smooth going down. And when you remove your skein, you simply slide it off one of those, and you can see that we've got that loop. And if it had been tied, then it'll stay organized. Let me put that down here just a second. When you get ready to travel, or you want to store your Niddy Noddy, simply turn it so that it's flat. Or if you really want to save some space, you can take your Niddy Noddy apart and store it. Even at 18 inches here, this is not a big piece of equipment. You should probably consider traveling with it wherever you go. If you're spinning at home, or your neighbors, or at the guild meeting, or on vacation, take your Niddy Noddy with you. It'll beat having someone hold their hands out and you wrapping the yarn around it. Again, the Kromskis make 3 sizes, large, medium, and small. They also make the finishes to match your wheel. So if you have a clear mahogany or walnut or unfinished in the larger size, you can get those to match. But traveling with a Kromski Niddy Noddy, having it in your tool pack is something that you're going to need, and you can see the use of it is very easy. So don't hesitate when you're getting a wheel. Get a Niddy Noddy. You're going to need it sooner as opposed to later. That's this version of Tim Talks. Check back later. We're going to have more videos for you. Thank you.